Radiant team ban.
Nah.
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Omni-Knight.
Radiant team pick.
Dark sea.
Slada.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Imber Spirit.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team pick.
Ursa Warrior.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve
Treant
time.
Protector.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Disruptor.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Life Stealer.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Pugna.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Ten seconds remaining.
Slog.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Vici Gaming did it. The absolute madmen sinned. They've picked Pugna. Now, this might come as a shocker in this tournament, but this is a classic ROTK hero going way, way back. Not the one who's going to be handling this game, but used to play it in the offlane quite a bit. Also, loved to pick it even for his team back in the TI4 era for those safe lane push strats, but it's actually an FY Pugna this time around. Did you see that coming?
No, I did not. They're going to be playing Pugna support. It's pretty impressive if you saw this coming. I know two people that are really happy with this. It's Fogged and AUI, who are the biggest Pugna fans I have ever met. Just a bit sad. But, you know, people have their different...
Is the being a fan of Pugna sad, or the fact that the Pugna doesn't have more fans?
No, actually, I like Pugna as well, and I feel like it's a shame that we haven't seen it for like 2 years, more or less. It's been very rarely picked up, but this time around it will be handled by FY. Not your classic FY hero by any means. He's more of a playmaker generally, playing stuns and slows on his role, but it will be a position for Pugna. So kind of an all-in here from VGJ. Pugna as a support has a tendency to fall off massively after the mid-game, so you want to take these towers early on. They are probably picking it as a semi-counter to this hardcore physical damage of Ursa and Slardar with the Decrepify, so it can act as a save. But...
And it gives them some siege, which I suppose they need, because no one else on their team really hits buildings until Lifestealer gets quite farmed. But he is frail. He is not a classic FY hero. I'm trying to time everything that I say between the Virtus.Pro chat. So, you know, it leaves a lot to be desired as far as tempo, and I feel like we really felt that last game. They had the one bad Roche fight, and there's just no one who could really make plays to get them back into it. It's a lot on Freeze's shoulders, and Freeze did struggle quite a bit down the stretch. Man, they are really feeling it for VP right now, though.
So things to keep in mind when it comes to Pugna as a hero in general is its two biggest strengths are team fighting and pushing towers. The team fighting aspect mainly comes from Nether Ward, so you look at the opposing team and see, okay, how much mana do they actually need to use in the fights? Disruptor and Darkseer both will be hurting a lot from this Nether Ward, but the other heroes don't really have the worst time ever, I would say. So is a bit of an odd pick for that reason. We've generally seen Pugna picked against heroes like Tinker, who spam out super hard with a lot of amount of usage. Yeah.
Yeah, think about half your health.
Yep.
And that's without Lil actually being there. So it just shows you exactly how frail the Skeleton Man is.
Great move speed, though. 335 without boots. So he's fast. Gonna take a stun here.
Oh, he's fast and he needs to be because VP are wasting no time in jumping him. As the skirmish continues mid, every the screen is frozen here in the venue.
The screen is frozen.
That's the crowd.
They don't hate FY this much.
In case you're wondering. Well, maybe they do, but this is not their moment of expressing their hate anyway. So we'll look at the other lanes here, Sind. Talking a bit about the matchups, we do have the offlane Darkseer. Not a whole lot that can really threaten him for a kill in this lane, unless he's already dropped quite low. So he should have a pretty good time here. RTK, meanwhile, for Vici Gaming in the offlane, as long as he's got the repel, I suppose not the easiest kill, but he is taking quite a bit of harass from solo right now. And we are going to see the rotation of the Slardar. Lil roaming around, wants to snag a bounty rune. They're just committing FY mid. They really want to slow down the Ursa and secure Freeze's early start, but in spite of it, he's still getting out CS'd.
And it's pretty surprising, looking at this from a drafting perspective, that Darkseer is getting this good of a game when he was in their first 2 picks. VGJ haven't really picked anything that's particularly good against him. Darkseer has a great time against Lifestealer in lane, just surge away from the open wounds. Treant stun is so insignificant early on. Oh, bottom lane, they get the pounce. It's RTK, no.
And he went for Dejanara. Oh, this could be real bad for RTK. Trapped in the kinetic field, caged, and dropping the heal, trying to survive, winding his way through the trees. Not going to happen. VP draw the first blood. While meanwhile, mid, they move on to no one, trying to chase down that Ursa, but he's a lot more durable with the poor man shield, and they can't complete the kill. So VP got a clean first blood.
Yeah, they have to help out mid constantly with this Pugna because this is a bad matchup for Ember. So VGJ will need to sacrifice a bit of experience on the Ember in order to keep him safe here with the Pugna. But with how much VP are running the Slardar in mid as well, it's kind of an even trade-off as far as experience is concerned. Here we go. Amazing stuff happened. The monitor's back on.
And they're loving every minute of it. Look at RTK's build going for that early point in Dejanara. Is that too greedy? Is that just bad luck for him? Or, you know, thoughts on this, given that he is... Last time he was in an aggro or a defensive tri-lane. This time he's on his own in the off lane. Slardar's off the map. You're already up against a dual lane. Is that just too greedy?
I think so. I feel like you should get the value point repel. I don't know how much value he's got out of Degen so far, but definitely immortal with repel. He can just repel TP out against all of these heroes with VP. So I would have liked to see him go 1-1-0 in this specific case. A lot of the time it's better to get the aura early on. This is one of those games where it's important you stay alive and don't give Slark too good of a start. This is a good Slark game. He was their last pick.
Yeah, there's really not much to deal with him. Pretty limited AoE, especially once he gets a little more farm. Like Nether Blast is not a whole lot to worry about later on in the game. And, you know, I suppose the Ember offers some damage, but Freeze still not having the easiest time mid, even with the dual lane. He's only very slightly
Fenrir might find an opportunity here on the left side. He will.
Gets the bash. Will Pasha get denied? No, Fenrir gets the kill.
And that is so big. He was so patient. He let Pasha take the bounty rune to make him think he's safe. He lets him get the creeps very low, kills him, and take the camp. That's a full level for Treant, and about 400 gold to go with it. That is a super big play coming out from Fenrir.
Already grabbing the Wind Lace, the Arena of Regen, so looking for that extra bit of mobility. Speaking of mobile supports, Lil already level 3 as well. He did drop an Observer Ward down earlier. He starts to roam towards this top side of the map. They do have the double Ion Shell dive against 2 melee heroes. Lifestealer, though, with the Rage, unlikely to be the ideal target. But they are threatening for that move. No detection for Fenrir, so he can scout this out. He is going to get eyes on Lil. Moving in. Meanwhile, while that was happening, Solo drops an Observer Ward down bottom behind the tower, trying to protect Ramses a little bit, who is getting bullied slightly. Still aggressive. Farming at the tower, no real sign of that dive, but a lot of movement from these supports compared to what we saw last game. The movement in that game happened more like the 5 to 10 minute mark where the lanes really broke down.
Yeah. But this time, it's just the way these lineups work. It's going to be a different kind of style here. Ramses
Oh.
could be in trouble. They
Big
have
catch.
the Omni-Knight heal.
Fenrir with the heal bomb, and the follow-up damage is there. FY jamming it home with the Nether Blast, secures the kill. Freeze, though, has to back off on this mid lane. Is Lil gonna move in? There is no Remnant just yet. Freeze, though, does have the chains to potentially interrupt the crush. Ramses will TP back bottom, but FY gets to work. The early pressure from the Pugna. The well-timed scan will reveal Lil slithering his way through the mid lane. Ramses tries to hold this lane. The tower down to about half. FY dropping to about half mana here. No arcane boots as of yet for this team.
Fenrir's train is heading down. They want to try again for a kill. Solo might just walk into a big trap here. If he
Has
walks
no boots.
up, he is super dead if he goes into the forest right now.
And Fenrir wants to make him super dead. Sweeping
Yeah.
around. FY moving into
They didn't
position.
see him
They
yet.
are going to get vision on him now, though. Does Fenrir want to go just yet? The team isn't really there to follow up. Creep actually hitting FY, so FY backs away, tries to play it cool. As Fenrir continues pursuit, and he is just going to start hitting Solo. Solo has the glimpse, though, has the teleport scroll, actually commits it, just terrified that there's backup in tow, so he actually evacuates this bottom lane, which means Ramses will be under more pressure now as they're going to start to dive him. Fenrir getting eyes on him. Slark not yet level 6, so he doesn't necessarily know the tree's on him, but undoubtedly suspects it. As Fenrir will just, by his sheer absence, force that Slark all the way off the tower. 3 tier 1 very early, Sin, and you mentioned you don't want to let the Slark free farm. This is a great way to shut him down.
Yeah, they're contesting Ramses again. It was their recipe for success in game number 1. They're going to go for it again here. Actually, they also did in game number 2. They've been targeting Ramses a lot.
So what's next? You take that tower. What's step 2 for Vici?
I think for now they could probably just move their lane in toward mid and take that tower as well, but it's important you don't lose too much experience in doing so. There needs to be someone gaining somewhere. Bottom lane, Ramses is 6. I think this kill is now impossible. They could just keep RTK down here, just play this lane, stand there as a dead laner, as the type of hero has been coined. So just, you know, soaks up, plays the lane, doesn't really care if he gets rotated on heavily, can usually get out.
They are thinking about a go on Ramses here. They get that initial stun, RTK dropping the heal bomb. They at least want to force him to leap away, and meanwhile, Freeze also being chased by Lil, who's going to go in for a crush. Still on cooldown is that Flame Guard, at least for now.
Oh,
but they find the turn, maybe on Lil. He tries for the TP out. There's actually no mana for the change reset, but with the bottle charges, they'll have it. Grabbing the bounty rune, and Lil snaking away to the left. Can they follow up and get this kill? Still no Remnant because Freeze has been kept down so much mid. Lil actually just turning and actually slightly moving forward, almost like he wants to contest this. Can't believe the Ember is still not 6. That Slardar pressured him so greatly as bottom lane. Ramses being forced finally to Shadow Dance, but he survives this pressure. FY comes in from the side. They start to converge, and the pincer attack complete. They'll get the Ramses kill, but do they get out now? RTK has that single point of repel. FY going for the Decrepify, tries for the TP out. Pasha just barely there to cancel that TP. Actually, might have been Solo with the glimpse, but either way, Vacuum and glimpse committed. They'll get the 1 kill on the Pugna, but they lose a Slark for it.
And 2 TPs. This is a big win for VGJ. As you were saying earlier, though, they need to keep up the pressure. They're doing a good job at shutting down the Slark, but no structural damage really being done. I still think a rotation in toward the mid lane is a potential play they could look for with the Pugna. See if they can take that tier 1. Omni-Knight can be bottom as long as they want. They can just TP into mid when needed. The thing about this mid lane is no one is just completely out farming the Ember. To be honest, Ember's level 5. 9 minutes in, and no one's level 8.5. It's an absolute beatdown after Pugna left.
Yeah, and the Slardar just was off the map all that time. Constantly trying to find the flanks in the lane, even contesting the bounty rune. So I think because of that, this Ember of Freeze has just never really felt safe as Fenrir walking around under cover of Nature's Guise for now. The stalk Solo, but doesn't have a whole lot of backup here, so it doesn't look like a potential kill opportunity. More just trying to secure the safe farm for RTK, at least for now. But yeah, like you said, no one. It's just been free farming mid, and Freeze continues to struggle to find a home. He's going to rotate top now, maybe tries to set up a kill on Lil. Lil is going to back away in time. Freeze, Remnant forward. He's going to commit for this. Does manage to get onto Pasha. Aggressive with the rage. No easy way out until he surges as the chains end. He will escape. Simultaneously mid, Fenrir looking to set up on no one. And he's going to force his way onto FY, who does have the Decrepify, has the blast as well. Just going to enrage his way through it. easily finds that. Nice solution to the Pugna.
A bit of a mistake. He did decrepify the Ursa, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so definitely needs to decrepify himself. Might have just been a misclick. Because Ursa can't really counter that one. Has to wait it out. Oh, Ramses, this could be bad.
Gets the bash.
Probably
Leads
survive.
Oh, down he
no.
goes. Fenrir again finding these openings, but the glimpse will be there to punish still. You know, as much as we all have seen the FY prowess in the past, it's Fenrir stepping beautifully into that solo roaming support role and picking up the slack.
He has made so many great moves this game. That's the reason VGJ are in a decent position, actually in a pretty good position there. They have a decent gold lead despite this Ursa having so much farm and the Darkseer. And that's just the Slark being this destroyed. Looks like he's going to fall back for a Midas is Ramsey's plan here, but that's going to be one of the latest Midas for a core of this tournament. All right, aggressive.
They've got an Ursa problem.
Blink reveal.
Debuts it in style. It was a Midas pickup for aggressive in the meanwhile. Still this smoke underway. No one with no enrage is a potential kill as they are going to TP the Omni, and this could be a bait. Will no one blink for it? He will. Jumping directly into the Omni Knight, and then they spring the trap. Coming in from behind, FY deploys the Nether Blast, then gives the sucky to no one, and now the Remnants forward is going to hold him in place, but still finding a kill. Sleight of Fist through, gets finally, at long last, the Ursa. Now they look for Pasha. Beautiful body blocks by FY. Guy buying them the time they need. They do have a Remnant. Balling his way forward. Chains to follow up. Just now available. And Pasha will fall too. Lil with the TP out. Didn't look like Fenrir could get a bash off in time there.
Big for VGJ to get this Ursa kill. Very valuable hero to bring down. He was on a mega kill streak. All of that gold going to Freeze, who also killed the Darkseer. This double kill is bringing Freeze back into a game where he had a very hard time in mid. Now he's actually almost tied with the Darkseer, who had way better farm in the laning stage than him.
Dire's bottom tower.
Freeze has done a good job not to die in this game in the laning stage. Not the easiest time ever.
Trickster's rune of illusion.
Feed anything away.
See Fenrir continue to keep a watchful gaze on no one. Solo also hanging out. They did get these deep wards down, Sin. We've talked a lot about Fenrir making plays for kills, but he's also managed to plant some really good wards on the left side of the map so they can scout a lot of these VP movements.
He's currently pinging them out. You know that there will be a rotation in toward mid. This
They
is
are
the time when VP's lineup is scary. They have level 4 Vacuum and Disruptor Static Storm. They definitely want to fight. Fenrir is in a lot of trouble here. Could get Vacuum into crushed here.
No overgrowth available just yet. Gets chased and gets crushed. Now the follow-up coming through as Pasha will combine. Can they take Fenrir down? Not dead just yet. The Vacuum secures it. Meanwhile, no one made an aggressive play of his own. Did drop the Enrage as he dove onto high ground. So they take him out of the picture. VP still doesn't feel like enough of an opening to walk into the pit, but you got to imagine if they can find a cleaner fight, they'll be looking for it. And I think it's important to note we have not been talking about this bottom lane anymore. Ramses has finally gotten a little breathing room, nearly has the Midas recipe, closes in on the full item itself.
So he's a long road ahead of him. He's very, very far down. Ramses is currently 6th on the network. And both Omni Knight and especially the Lifestealer gets there. Midas is before him, but they've caught RTK in the Static Storm.
RTK gonna drop.
Really greedy farming pattern there.
Did buy the Midas recipe, so salvages the gold situations. Ramsey's trying to TP out. Fenrir says no on the bottom lane. Just gives him the little bash to the head. Oh, it's not a kill, but it's still just additional frustration and the type of thing that can really tilt you as a carry.
Fenrir has just taken over this lane a bit now. Slark will retreat into the jungle. Of course, able to find decent farm with Iron Talon, Raindrop, and the Ring of Aquila. They look like they want to try to go for Fenrir here. Amp, they will get... Oh, that didn't get the first pays off.
Oh, close call, but they do get the glimpse from that Sentry Ward that Solo just planted down. Fenrir has Overgrowth. Does he dare use it? He gets it off on 3 and now gonna heal himself up with the Living Armor. In comes the Omni. Will survive.
Big miss on the pounce there from Ramses.
Now mid lane. This time to self-decrepify from FY, keeping himself healthy. No one on the chase though. The back into the claws, gets the kill. Freeze has arrived, has the Veil, and will debut it here though, not to critical acclaim, but just a little chip damage on the Ursa.
Really wants that extra 5 gold from the Darkseer wall. Walks into it 2 or 3 times. Didn't get the last hit.
Gimme. Well, they'll take every bit they can get here. And now RTK returns to bottom lane, has the Midas, gets it off. Solo, though, is about to get Static Storm. Same trap, different part of the map. Again, RTK down for the count. Getting picked off repeatedly. You think of Omni Knight as survivable, but he is not proving to be that against Solo's rotations.
And now Slark has the Midas, being involved a bit now. It's very good for Ramses. Top lane, over the shrine.
Glyph committed here as that top tower finds itself under pressure.
It looked like VGJ were thinking about going in because they have this aggressive high ground ward next to the tower still for about a minute left, I believe.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They didn't want to go for it. They're going to just take the tower. VP are wise to not try and defend this. And we have to keep in mind, quietly, we're talking about Ramses finding a lot of farm. The other guy's aggressive. He's really getting a lot in this top lane, racking up the gold. We saw him in game number 1, how much he could do. Played pretty much a perfect game. This time around, Armlet is come out again. They can always go for these infest plays with Treant, which could actually be a very interesting play in this game. Alternatively, Ember is another vessel. It's actually going to be that right now. And Lil is in trouble if he stays here. He will walk away.
Got a little surprise for VP, and they start to make their move. It's towards top. Fenrir, as always, the watchful eye setting up, and another
no.
TP. Another punch stun combination. Pasha in all kinds of trouble, even in follow-up bash, just to really rub it in. Vici get the kill again. This Treant Protector proving to be an absolute menace as we head towards the later stages of the mid-game. And after the Darkseer dies, VP decided it's a good time to walk into the pit. It's a risky maneuver, so far not scouted. Solo is going to get eyes on this Observer Ward, but doesn't really want to hit it. Doesn't want to give this jig up. And the Roche will fall, so VP, a gamble that pays off. They grab the Aegis now. They look to get out safely. Solo might pay for this with his life. He drops the Static Storm, and it's right as Freeze commits into it, but oh, they're not going to go for it. That would have been way too far, and now the follow-up kills. Lil goes down too, so it's 3 kills overall. The trade and Aegis, which is still intact on no one, also completed a Diffusal Blade, so got some tools now to deal with that. Omni Knight, the Living Armor, the Flame Guard, and Fenrir, well, don't even need to purge him when he walks right into you. A freebie for no one.
Diffusal is such a valuable item in this game. Can purge Guardian Angel, purge Flame Guard, purge Decrepify. It's the item of the game for VP.
Yeah, the issue may be charges. He's going to chew through them so fast.
Yeah. We might see him end up in this game. This is the kind of game where you can use all of them to buy a new full Diffusal too eventually. It is an entirely possible thing in this game.
Reminds me of when in Turtle Envy would just buy one, use all the charges, buy another, and just keep it, even before it was 6 slotted.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is a pretty value damage
that
item.
is going to happen. That's just Envy things.
It is a value damage item, but yeah, you really do want the active as well. So VP slowed down a little bit now. They are closing on a blink for Lil. And meanwhile, Ramsey is quietly getting closer to a Shadow Blade, at which point they've got 4 incredibly mobile heroes. The Darkseer Surge, the Ursa Blink, the Sprint and Blink combination is a jump on the mid lane. RTK getting caught, actually forcing out the GA, and now just wants to get the hell away to prep on no one. No follow-up, though.
Big cooldown committed. It's such a long cooldown.
160 seconds. It's practically a black hole.
Yeah, it really is. And Omni Knight does not have any cooldown reduction talents, so...
Isn't that a great idea? Just half the cooldown on Guardian Angel. Slacks quietly lobbying for it somewhere off camera.
Slacks has another hero idea, which is awful. Let's not talk about that.
Don't mention that. No. Meanwhile, Tower will get denied aggressive. I believe it was the top.
Oh, it's going to get vacuum mid. No Static Storm, though. What's happening here? Solo didn't cast it.
Static Storm finally dropped, but a bit too late, and now Freeze moving in deeper, remnanting one way and then back the other as he tries to close in on Pasha. It's only a level 1 slight, though, so very long cooldown. No chance of a follow-up.
So strange. I don't know what happened. He cast the kinetic field, didn't get the Static Storm. I don't think it was on cooldown. Just a bit of a mess up there. End of the day, I think the outcome would have been the same. Had he got it off, there would have been a repel. It would run him down. So maybe a little bit of nerves creeping in. Or just, you know, classic 3-2-2.
Oh, wow. I don't think the fix is in. This is a big one for VP, and so close to moving on to the semifinals as Vici Gaming try to put an end to that. They move onto the bottom tower. Tier 2 now under siege, and VP under smoke. Moving from left to right
This is a
on the
big
mini-map
moment
and
for
looking
Lil
for the
and
jump
Pasha.
initiation. No one's coming in from the north, and they are going to converge on FY first. It looks like the back is there. The crush comes through. On top of it all is the Ursa. They've infested into a creep, but this creep in trouble. Lifestealer now in danger as well. He's going to pop out. He's done for. It's 3 clean by VP.
Very nice coordination. Perfect timing on the back into crush. And RTK is actually in trouble as well. If VP go the right way, they do go the wrong one. Won't find him.
Still chasing though. No one's not done just yet, but it's Fenrir he blinks near. Fortunately for him, under Nature's Guise.
And that was only half of their combo. That was without Static Storm. Remember, that is also a potential play that they do have. And VP have successfully bought so much time that Ramses has come back completely into this game. Could be in trouble though, speaking of it.
They're going to start off with a bash. Follow up. Overgrowth. Is it there? He gets it off. The combo comes from Vici Gaming. Holy mother of God. The heal. The follow-up veil and all kinds of damage with the Pugna Decrep 2 just battering them. But now VP say, you've got a wombo combo. We do too. It's the Thunderdome. The cage has been set, and finally Aggressive joining the fight. They haven't gotten the kills though. RTK survives. He's able to turn things around with the Guardian Angel, and the chase goes out. 4 will fall. VP biting a little off more than they can chew, and now gonna lose solo. The quintuple takedown is all Vici's.
Unbelievable that they survived through that combo of VP. I was sure there was going to be a huge fight for them.
Can we get like 4 replays on that?
Just enough tankability that I do believe OmniKnight had the mechanism ready for that combo. I think that was the deciding factor keeping them alive.
He did get the mech off. We'll take another look here.
Mech.
So, great overgrowth, triple remnant, drops the veil.
They already used it there.
They had a heal bomb and a Pugna blast to crepify. And back to the action. Well, top lane, Fenrir able to stay alive. Ramses got to be careful. There's an Ember inbound. They might go for this. He's a bit too far away.
I'm guessing Ember had a full amount of Flame Guard left.
Yeah,
he had the Flame Guard running from before the Ursa dropped the Aegis. So realistically, maybe the full one, at least a lot of it remains. So he will take some damage from the clap, and then the rest will absorb a lot of the Static Storm. And I guess that's why Ember just barely stays alive there, and then they can turn the fight around. Without Flame Guard on him there, that's a 3 kills for VP. So a very important detail for him that plays in his favor.
Possibly the closest games that we've had of this tournament. As you look at the gold graph in game 1, I think it was around like a 5K advantage at best for almost the entirety of the game until it was well in hand for Vici. Game 2, a little bit more one-sided for VP. But now in this game 3, we've yet to see someone eclipse a 3K lead. We're already 24 minutes in, so nobody able to gain a clear advantage. And with an even game, Sin, do you favor either team as we head later?
So much comes down to this execution. I feel like both teams scale very well. Pugna is a bit of a special case, but has been doing a great job and is the type of support that can turn into a core. We've got trouble mid though.
Oh, the vacuum actually catches ROTK. He wanted to save it the day, but instead he might lose his own life. Not able to keep the Ember in fighting shape. Doesn't have to buy back either. No one though. Getting focused. Fenrir there with the bash, but not enough follow-up damage. No one survives. Finally, they'll bring him down in aggressive. Hounding Lil on the retreat. Wants to finish off the fish. Brings him back and turns him into sushi. Still the trade though. Leaping into the fray is Pasha, but nobody can deal with this Lifestealer. Nobody can deal with these tree bashes. Ramsey says, I shall try, but trying is not going to be good enough. Aggressive through it all lives. Never really dropped below half health. Though the overall victory in the fight, has to be said, goes the way of VP with the 1-kill advantage. And now a completed silver edge out for Ramsey. So much for having a tough start.
It's crazy how close these fights are. You would think that the deciding factor of that fight was going to be OmniKnight getting vacuumed into the Static Storm. I think he only got 1 purification off and that was it, but regardless, VGJ managed to, somewhat solve it at least. That could have been awful for them. Good opening here from Lil. See the Static Storm come out. Great Decrepify, by the way. Buying a lot of time, but he will eventually fall here, freeze. And OmniKnight does stay alive. Because of that Decrepify, they bought so much time that Omni will not die in the combo as well. Another great crush from Lil.
And we also saw a lot of really crucial tree bashes, by the way.
Yeah.
He's been shutting this Ursa down even later into the game. So it almost feels like they might need to try and prioritize Fenrir a bit more with the control that he brings to the table. But yeah, you can see, at least for now, Ramses is not able to take that Lifestealer 1v1.
Do you think a BKB piercing stun of 2.2 seconds on a 3-second cooldown is something they need to address with their melee course? Not a big deal.
It's all right. It's okay. Slark can just Dark Pack.
Don't worry about it, Ursa. You can get 2 hits off every minute.
And then you get Overgrowth, and you're just basically disabled for like 8 to 10 seconds.
It's a great hero against Ursa. I think it's a big part of the reason they picked
pretty
it.
good.
Yeah, thanks, Purge.
Are you blaming Purge for the state of Treant Protector? Oh, here we go. Static Storm dropped early, but no follow-up. Could have been an interesting turnaround, but with Repel and with a Lifestealer being as tanky as that, there's just no chance.
This Ember Spirit Blink Dagger is a very important item for VGJ in this game. They can bring in the Lifestealer. They're using him as the Lifestealer bomb all the time. He's at the same time also their catch. It's not just setting up the Lifestealer, but he sets up pretty much everyone, including the Treant. It gets a lot easier to play Treant when you don't have to go first for your team anymore. Then you can play a lot more on the angles. Scan is successful here for VP. They know this is happening. No Disruptor. This fight
Such
is
a crucial
really
part
hard.
of their combo. They seem like they want to try, but they're even getting tasered by this Nether Ward as they move remotely in the vicinity. No one could risk it with a Blink BKB, but VP this time around seems like they decide to let it go, and they're not going to contest. Last game, it really was. Oh, hold that thought. Vici Gaming finding the opening here with Freeze. But Ramsey's able to Dark Pact walk away. Last time that they went for the rush, VP were able to punish. But yeah, having that, this time they wait for the kill advantage, saying before they go into the pit. That's a big difference.
Yeah. And they also had way superior vision. They had the entire area covered with 2 observers. Obviously, VP are starting to get a bit paranoid about this Treant. His game has changed a lot since he got the Blink Dagger, because now when they go for a Roshan play, for example, he can just stand at the trees next to Rosh and always have the option of just Blink bashing someone into Overgrowth. Great hero under these conditions. We've seen a varying result.
You could just leave that a great hero. As Ramses will jump in on Fenrir. But I mean, to be fair, we have seen a lot of tree games where he is low impact. So as much as we joke about how strong the bash is, the reality is it's still only a single target ability. He doesn't bring that much damage to the table, so you have to coordinate it with your team. Like, he's not going to win you fights solo. It does require setting things up properly.
For sure.
So we have Basher for the Ursa now. He looks to answer back. So continues to stay up there and farm even later into the game. Aggressive is going to start hitting this tower. Closing in, I believe, on the AC. Pugna there, helping out, and it's a split push attempt by no one. Along with Pasha shoving in the bottom lane. Vici Gaming, though, going the more direct route, just barreling down mid, still have the Aegis packed in the aggressive territory, and they begin the siege.
So FY's item build here is really, really great. The Ava Lens makes him able to cast this Nether Blast from safe distance, and he has the Force Staff as well to save allies and himself. Aggressive doesn't care that there's an Ursa going on him.
Nice bash, bro. He said just calmly rages and walks away. And the beauty is they have the Pugna, and as you mentioned, with this build, he can just be that safe high ground sieger, force VP to commit and try and find an opening. So far, hero openings not available.
Nether Ward is ready again.
And if you go Ensign and you clump up, Fenrir is there with the counterplay. RTK could be too. You've got to be really careful about how you initiate as they try to deal with the Nether Ward, but even that gets decrepified. Freeze starts the fight. He's going to panic Remnant away. Now the chase on to FY, they do get the crush. Where's the counterplay? It's Fenrir trying to jump in, but he blinks into the Static Storm. He doesn't get the Overgrowth off in time. They've lost the Aegis. They've lost the Omni Knight. Can they take the fight from here? Freeze roars back in. He does bring Lil low. He finds one in the form of a Disruptor. He's already Static Storm. He has the Lifestealer inside him, so he's got to be careful not to stick around too long. He's overstayed his welcome, or at least FY has Force Staff back on the retreat. Jumping in. Freeze just doesn't want to give up the fight. The Remnant forward secures the kill, but Aggressive does get bashed, walks through the wall and walks into Doom, and now onto Freeze, tries to survive. He can't. The bash ends it too. Fenrir not able to finish up Ribs. He's so low. 18 HP, but he lives. What just happened?
Great defense from VP. They're taking all the advantage they can from the Nether Ward being down, just jumping and blowing that up. And again, the vacuum into crush combo, they're making it work every time. Sure, you find 2 heroes only maybe, but those 2 heroes are screwed.
Oh, they're not done yet. FY just struts out mid, all on his lonesome. Here, Pugna, he's going to decrepify himself. Tries to stay alive, not for long, sir. Ramses, 30 essence shift stacks, up to 90 stolen agility. 1 stack for every minute this game has been played. That is a lot for this stage.
Sitting on the Gem of True Sight, so map control will be going VP's way. Long time until next Roche, but they buy themselves some much needed space here to advance their items. And this item that Ramses is building into is going to be a big problem for VGJ. The BKB on Stark will help him out massively.
And really, where is the firepower to deal with that? Like, Lifestealer 1v1 just is not going to be able to focus him down as bottom lane. Ember Spirit annihilated. Again, these Disruptor ults. Solo has been all over the place setting up kills.
Ramses
moving forward, looking for RTK. They don't have the silence for him, but they can just try to muscle him down with physical damage. Will he be forced to use the Guardian Angel on the retreat? He worms his way around the trees, but he gets glimpsed back, and they are going to catch him. RTK down again. He has gotten caught so many times this game. VP continue to take advantage.
This mid tower will definitely be falling here when they'll push us in the wave. They are pinging bottom, a bit worried about this split push, but they have a very healthy tower. Don't think they need to worry about it too much. Still, will go down there. And that means they won't have Lil for the siege, so which probably means there will be no siege. Will indeed not. Backing off, taking the advantage they can get.
But really, it doesn't feel like there's any hurry. Their team fight is fantastic. They have the BKB piercing lockdown. They've got a way to remove Repelling Guardian's Angel with the Diffusal Blade. You mentioned that the Pugna build is great, but FY is still very frail, and it's not the best team fight hero. The Pugna much more of just a siege specialist at this stage, given the Nether Ward is not hugely important in this particular game. And with RTK getting caught, as soon as he dies, the team just falls apart. So it's just feeling like an uphill battle more and more for Vici Gaming.
Failing to push with this Aegis mid kind of messed up their entire timing, and now they have to go for plan B. They get a big pick. They could perhaps see high ground here, but it's not too easy for them. Ramses will take the tower, or sorry, no one will take the tower top and get out of there. Ramses playing safe as well. And I think the important thing that you mentioned, VP are not in a hurry. They're probably feeling very confident now that going further into the game with the advantage they just managed to claim and the execution that they've managed to have so far, they have no reason to believe they can't keep pulling that off.
They're just out fighting Vici.
Yeah,
it's been that way since game 1. Game 2 was also a story of big outfights and outplays, especially that huge Roche engagement. So, like, I think you nailed it on the head. Just, they're confident they, even if it's an even game, they're going to win fights and outplay their opponent. As I say that, they're looking for just another one of those fights. VP moving through the Dire Woods to start taking over the jungle. And Vici accepting that this is VP's land now. They back off to their base.
Yeah, they've lost all control of the map. The Slark Gem will be able to find these 2 wards if he walks into the area and realizes he loses his Shadow Dance. But so far, VGJ at least have a bit of information to work with. There is, however, a very nice ward from VP on the right-hand side that sees the Infest and sees the movement pattern of Freeze going towards bottom. So VP have a lot of good information to play with here. Ramses will find this ward at least. While he's trying, goes the wrong direction, checks the wrong cliff. Now he should know where it is. He's starting to ping out the area that it could be in. Actually, there we go. Lil found it. So VGJ is starting to feel really claustrophobic here. It's like the map is completely closing in on them and they're very scared of moving out of their base. And VG, oh, now they're going to try under cover of smoke.
Second attempt
No one
here.
is really far up here. Even blinking back, he is far away from his team. Ramses in the middle of nowhere as well. Any of these 2 kills is huge.
But they're going to need the tree to be here with permanent lockdown, or that BKB and Rage should be enough to get him out to safety. He's going to blink again. Still Vici Gaming chase. By the time they actually arrive, they're going to walk into the Slark as well, who packs the gem. Not the easiest target, and he's just going to play it safe. Shadow dancing away, ending the Vici hopes of a team fight. And now, those team fights get even more difficult as Pasha secures a BKB of his own. So you've now got triple BKB on the cores. against the lineup that sure has overgrowth, but doesn't really have anything significant in terms of damage beyond that. Just the lifestealer, and he's only going to be hitting one of these targets.
Absolutely. Might need to start looking at some big items here for VGJ and take it slow and hope you can have a good high ground fight and go super late with something like Refresher Orbs or a big damage item on Ember. I feel like that's the problem they have right now, is that he is just not big enough. Freeze has fallen behind quite a large amount. Remember, he was dwarfing the Slark early game. Now he's 6,000 net worth behind him. And VP have the control of the map still. The Roshan is about to spawn. Love the BKB on Pasha, by the way. We don't see it too often on Darkseer, but against Pugna especially, it's great. Against the Ember Slide Chains, just needs to make sure that he can get his spells off and feel comfortable. That's all that matters for this hero.
Yeah, with how farmed their carries are, they don't really need like the 4-hero vacuum static storm. You know, honestly, just getting maybe 2 heroes is more than sufficient.
Or even the right one.
Yeah.
Getting the Omni, I think, is almost good enough now.
And he's been getting that Omni. ROTK has been caught 3 or 4 times in a row, and at least 2 of them in bigger team fights by the vacuum and the static storm.
We'll rotate toward mid. RTK big tough. This is a pre-erosion for VP. Double damage on the Slark now as well. I think VP want to go for something right away if they can find an opening.
Feeling confident here down the stretch, trying to avoid a repeat of Boston where they disappointed their fans and fell short of expectations. But VP in the driver's seat as they now complete a butterfly on Ramses. Huge pickup after huge pickup. The items pouring in, the late game looking like there's still plenty of room to scale for the CIS squad. No hurry, really. Even an Abyssal Blade nearly ready for the Ursa of no one. I imagine he'll buy it with the Aegis. So yeah, they've got items upon items.
Yeah, he could buy a full Abyssal right now. The question is which slot he would put it in until he loses the Aegis anyway. Could replace, I guess, the Diffusal if he wants to siege, then he has the Deso, or replace the Deso if he wants to fight. But
yeah, or maybe just waits until the Aegis expires.
Kind of needs his boots, I think.
Dire's bottom tower.
That's a fairly important item on Ursa.
It's bought up. There goes the tower bottom.
And even though it's only the Slark, only now no one joining, they don't even consider a defense. Vici Gaming passively playing back and just letting the graphs continue to slide more and more in VP's favor, hoping for a miracle fight of their own. A raged and repelled aggressive.
He's very safe against the creep wave. That was pushing in. Should have been overkill.
Well, if Magic Community is anything like condoms, 2 is not better than 1.
It probably shows their mentality as well, you know. They're very scared right now. It's showing when they start making these plays with repel and rage just to hit the creep wave there. Ramsey's starting to build up stacks. Got 2.
Oh, here we go. In and they're going to start the party. Catching out FY on the Pugna. 4-step saves the day before the kinetic field's able to kick in, but no one says, I don't care, and he keeps on diving. There's the wall. The crush connects on everyone. Vici Gaming, though, surviving through it all. They are getting off the key defensive ults, keeping them in fighting shape, but where's the damage? Where's the firepower? Ramses just starting to eat into Freeze, getting those Essence Shift stacks. Even though they survive, they get the whole complement of abilities off. They need more, and here it comes. The overgrowth. Freeze is there. The great wall holds. Vici Gaming surviving for now. They remnant forward. Shivas as well. Ramses on the back foot. Lil falls. 4 down. Just like that. Can you believe it?
Bit of the old VP there. Such a deep dive from both the Ursa and the Slark. Gets punished really, really hard by VGJ here. Did they even expend a single buyback during that fall?
I don't.
They didn't.
They
used 2 shrines. And they didn't even lose the tower, and they have Treant. So no progress at all for VP. If they can't push again in the next 5 minutes, they basically gained nothing by proccing these shrines off.
I mean, the key this fight, as we see the replay, is nothing died quickly. They got off all the Omni abilities, the 4-step before the kinetic field set in. So like you mentioned, didn't have to use buybacks, wasted so much time, very patient on the overgrowth. And later in the fight, when the BKBs are down, that's where Freeze really starts to hurt with the, you know, this magic damage focus build as they dive, looking for more, jumping onto solo, but Freeze, ooh, barely able to make it out. Did have to repel there, so not affected by this static storm. They'll make it back to safety. They continue their siege. The blink in from Fenrir. He's almost got Overgrowth ready. All of a sudden, Vici Gaming are banging on the front door. Can they finish off the racks here? A little close. No cigar. Aggressive pops out. He hasn't actually hit the melee, but FY is going to ensure that they walk away with an objective. So it's Vici Gaming who get a lane of racks first. Now they can look to take out some of these VP shrines, establish additional map control. Still trailing a bit in terms of the raw numbers, and now it's Pasha trying to find those stagger kills. Fenrir rotating back, but Lil drops low to the magic damage. The burst is there. The Remnant forward. Freeze secures it. Coming back in the clutch. He will get caught, though, by the Ursa. To the rescue is Fenrir, as well as RTK. They give him the repel. He's low on mana, but he's going to have the blink suit. Can they keep him locked down? They need to keep on poking him with that slug. Chasing forward. He slides. He remnants. He's going to make it out. The BKBs are wasted. The kiting continues, and now they turn back. They want Ramses. They want that pesky fish, man. They force him away. Fenrir leaping in. He didn't have the vision to get the bash, but Vici Gaming start to outplay VP down the stretch here, and now they've got them on the run. They damage no one. They chase forward. RTK's there, but now the combo! Vacuum! Static Storm! Absolute destruction! Vici Gaming! The door slams shut and cuts them off at the hands.
That was all 4?
It was all 5.
All 5? Oh yeah, respawn talent on Pugna. Wow. That looked so scary. No one just got enraged ready again, so he managed to stay fine and healthy, and they could turn that around with a fantastic back wall. Darkseer once again proving to be an exceptional hero in the playoffs, together with this Disruptor.
My
now
God.
It's back the other way. Ramses has 27 stacks of Essence Shift.
What an emotional game. As Ramses is going to be forced away, so good job at FY slowing him down. Still VP searching for a lane here. There are 3 buybacks available. Lifestealer, though, won't have one, and he is really their damage. Without him, seems unlikely they're going to kill these heroes, especially when BKBs are up, so they're going to have to sacrifice a lane. Melee down bottom. Can they hang on until mid? Tier 3 about to drop. VP continues searching for the second lane. They're going to get the melee here too. Vici Gaming decide to fall behind in racks just to ensure they'll have an extra round of buybacks for any potential fight, but it's a costly choice as far as room for error. Should they lose one more fight, heroes get caught dying back, game is over. With this many racks down, they're going to initiate. On and on they go. The catch was attempted on FY, and they go straight for the tier 3s. No hesitation by VP. They need to find these kills. RTK blinking in, charging forward, right into no one, very close to dropping, and now the back. The Static Storm again, VP! Say no, get the hell out of here, Vici. The buybacks instantly. Can they turn it on round number 2? Aggressive, not able to find anyone. They just barely chain Lil, but the follow-up isn't there. They're going to blink forward. Remnant even as well. He's packing the Lifestealer. He's brought him into certain doom, it seems. Getting mauled by Ramses from one direction. Unable to finish off solo. He turns back the other way. Tries to take that 1v4, and it just ain't happening for Vici. VP, fantastic teamwork down the stretch here as they turn on to Freeze. They look to focus him down. A couple more kills, and the game will be theirs. A slot in the top 4 secured. Slowly but surely, bringing even Freeze down. The claws continue to work. FY desperately trying to hold on, but their life flashes before their eyes. No buybacks, no chance. VP have done it. They take the series and stay alive to the final day.
So many exceptional plays in this game. I'm a Darkseer fan myself. I love the hero. I still think it's not picked enough in this tournament. You can see what this hero can do given the right just the right combinations. They had, I feel like every single fight Virtus.Pro won, every team fight was combination between Darkseer and Slardar, except one where it was a 5-man vacuum into Static Storm. Beautiful.